welcome to ETC, and today we're going to be taking a look at the DB Toys Worm Man, which is supposed to be, of course, Tasm2 Andrew Garfields Spiderman. So let's get him out of this box. It comes with two foam trays. Once you open up the box, the first one has all of his hands. It comes with the body. He doesn't have any head on the body. The body is like wrapped and secured. He doesn't have any head or any hands. Here's the body. It is, of course, soft goods, as you can see. And then he has, lastly, like his foam, which I think it has, which is cool. It has like, let me see if I can focus it. I don't know if you can tell, but it's like that image from the movie of him with Gwen kissing him on the cheek, which is cool. And of course, it has like the mask for him to hold. One, tray number two, he comes with this bag with like the web effects and then a little wire in there, which I'm pretty sure is just for like making your own custom web effects. I don't know if there's any possibility of like trying to blend it in with some of these webs, like you like put the wire in to make them bendable. I don't think so. I think these are just purely to make your own little custom web effects. He also comes with the base right here, which is deep in there, and I can tell by how this feels that yeah, this is definitely one of those bases where it's going to be able to open up and then you can just sit stuff inside. And then lastly is this, which I'm pretty sure is going to be both the heads, like the masked head and then his regular head. So I'm going to get all this out and we'll take a closer look at everything. All right, and here he is, and yeah, I don't know why my phone makes it look so dark. It's very bright right now. It should not look this dark, but yeah. Looks pretty decent. The only thing to me that really just kind of, I don't know about, I'm just unsure about, is like his shoulders. I don't know. I don't know if they just seem too broad to me, like if they should be a bit more relaxed. I don't really know. That's the only thing, like I feel like they should be like lower, like a bit more, like, I don't know. Another thing that I instantly noticed is that the color for the hands, and this goes for all of his hands and the neck, are a bit bright compared to everything else. My camera's not really doing it a good like sense of justice, but you can kind of see it better there. Like it looks way more dry than like the red right here, which is a more true red, that darker maroon red, and then you have this red, which feels more like it would be like for like Toby's suit, if that makes sense. Like it looks like a more of an orangish red. I don't know why they did that. That's very weird. It looks worse on the hands than it does the neck, though, I will say. It's still very noticeable on the neck, but it looks way worse on his hands than it does on the neck. That is the one major downside to this figure, I will say. Is that, yeah, those hands are very noticeably a different shade of red. And so, yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna try and darken them up with some dry brushing or what, or if I'll just get over it. But yeah, outside of that, I still like this look. I think it turned out pretty good. The material feels good. It feels like the Venom from Sawtooth Toys, if you have that figure, which I have. But yeah. One of the other coolest things about this figure is that he comes with, of course, the magnets on his feet. So if you have any magnetic surface, he can hold on to it. He also has some magnet hands for like crawling poses, which look great too. And one thing I will say is that I feel like his magnets are definitely way stronger than at least the ones on my Sawtooth Venom. I don't know if I could get my Sawtooth Venom to get a pose like this unless I really put some effort in. But here, as you see, he's just holding on by his feet alone. So yeah, the magnet is pretty strong. Here he is next to the Marvel Legends Tasm2 Andrew. And as you can see, the Marvel Legends version is taller than him by like a few inches. Yeah, I do feel like, of course, this body is a bit more accurate to Andrew's physique, whereas the Marvel Legends definitely lean more into like comic-esque musculature. But still looks good. I still like the Marvel Legends personally. But yeah. He is next to the CT Toys Tasm 1. And yeah, he's like a couple inches taller than him. This is how he looks next to Electro from No Way Home. Pretty good next to each other. I only have my Venom posed up, and I didn't really want to change it too much. But yeah, like Venom is like slightly taller than him. Not by too much, but he is slightly taller. Said Spider-Man's magnets are way stronger than Venom's. I don't know why, but it might be because they decided to use these like rectangular magnets where Spider-Man uses these circle ones. But yeah, got the phone. Like I said, with the little image of them on there. And then you got the mask for him to hold, which is pretty cheap material, honestly. Or at least it's just cheaply looking compared, which I'm not really mad about. I don't really mind too much. But it is, of course, just a separate shade of red compared to like the suit itself. So it does look off, but yeah, there's that. Got the Andrew Garfield unmasked head, which looks decent. I don't know, it kind of looks a little Asian to me. I don't know if this is me personally, but he looks kind of Asian here. But it's still pretty good, like all things considered. Just for comparison, this is him next to like my Hot Toys Andrew head. And as you can see, like I don't know, like it looks good, but it just I don't know. I feel like it kind of looks a little bit like Asian. I don't know how to explain it. Whereas you have there, yeah, like it's still a pretty decent head sculpt, all things considered. Despite the coloring being a bit off, he still comes with a good like assortment of hands. You have, of course, the web slinging hands. And like all things considered, the paintwork is good on these hands. It's just that the red is a bit off. I like an open hand for like the webs, I want to say. Comes with like another open hand. This hand, which I think is for just holding his mask. This wall crawling hand with the magnet on the palm. Closed fist. And then this, which is like, I think another web slinging hand. These are all the web effects that he comes with. He comes with this one, which is like, I don't even know how to describe what this is for. But yeah, you have this web effect, which is like, I'd assume that you'd have him holding this segment or something. I don't know. But yeah, you have that. You have this one, which is the regular like whip effect. You got the longer whip. These all, of course, connect at like the wrist, where like you take off his hands and then you like wrap it around and then put the hand back on, pretty much. If you have Mayfex or any of the other ones that come with these web effects, you know. But yeah, they have this one with the double-ended webs, which is supposed to be from that scene at like the stairs. You got that. And then lastly, you got this last web effect with like the more like hand reaching out type of like web look. Yeah, these web effects don't look bad, honestly. But then, of course, like I said, he comes with like the little wires, which I'm pretty sure are just for like making your own custom little web effects. But yeah, that's what he comes with in that department. Here's the stand base with the pre-assembled flight stand. I don't think you could fit any accessories in here, so I don't think this will double as like an accessory box. Maybe the hands, but yeah, flight stand put together, and it's pretty sturdy, like build wise. I just don't know about these little like skinny prongs up here. I don't know how well these are gonna be for support, but everything else is pretty sturdy. I feel like this is gonna be like a sturdy enough light stand. Pretty much everything he comes with the standard version. Here are the two different versions. There was the deluxe version and the standard. I got the standard. But the deluxe version, he just comes with, I think it's an extra set of hands. I don't know what set of hands that is. But also, he comes with like the winter little clothes that Peter had at that one little montage in the movie. It also comes with like a fire extinguisher or something. I don't know what that is. But yeah. Here he is on the flight stand. Holds pretty well. I just don't know if I like how big they look on him, but it holds pretty well. Alright, now it's time for the thing that I'm most excited about with this figure, and literally the main reason why I even got it is the articulation. Because one thing I love about like a soft goods figure is like a well articulated soft goods figure. One where it's soft goods, but the articulation still shines. And that's one of the things that made me want to pre order this figure and get it, is because of the images with the articulation. And so while this figure has a couple like things that I can nitpick here and there, like I said with the hands, whether or not I like really these proportions right here and the discoloration of the neck and just other little nitpicks I can make about it, the articulation is the main draw. So let's take a look at it. So for the head, first off, I want to mention that with the lenses on his mask, those can come out. Cause earlier, I don't know if I put it in before I started recording, but this one was missing. It was in the like his little plastic bag still. It had fell off. So yeah, there are lenses that can come off of these. Like the little hexagon lens right there. It's that, and then it's the shape underneath. That's what gives it some depth. So that is something to keep in mind of. If you got yours and yours also had it off, just look in like the bag that the heads come in, and it should be in there. But anyway, for the head, he can look up that high, which is pretty good. And you can push it back a little bit more, and then looking down, he can look all the way down. Great. And then he can of course twist his head that much all the way that way, and then that way all the way that way. It's just resetting it that can be a little bit awkward. Now for the arms, he can lift them up that high, go back that much. He can do a full 360, it's just the material. That's why I wouldn't personally do it. Forward, you can go up, like of course high, full, around, just the material. For the bicep, well, that's the wrist. I accidentally moved it, but he does have like full range at the wrist, which is great. Where the web shooter is, you can rotate that so it's not obvious, which is good. But for the bicep, he can bend that much. For the torso, he can bend back that much. And then he can bend forward that much. Rotating, he can turn like all the way that way. Same thing that way. And at the legs, kick up all the way up like that. And back, he can kick back that much. At the knees, and bend back that much. You can have them in like a stretching pose if you want. He does have a full rotation at the feet, even though it is like one piece, so it isn't a cut here. He still has like a lot of rotation there, which is good. He also has a cut at the upper thigh that's hidden underneath the fabric, which is dope. I'm pretty sure he has one up here too. Yeah, he has one up there too, which is great. And then at the feet, I don't really know if he can bend down at the feet. That's where it's restricted. He can kick up, and there is a slight toe cut in there. But then, like I said, he has the magnets on the feet. And the feet are detailed after how they look in the movie, in case you're wondering. But yeah, all things considered, the articulation is great. Like, I'm not gonna lie. And that's one of the main things that I can give this figure some saving grace for, with some of the things that I don't like about it, is that the articulation does live up to what I wanted it to be. Like, that was the main reason why I got this guy. Because he doesn't look bad. Like, yeah, I can have my nitpicks, but he doesn't look bad, in my opinion. And the articulation for him is great. Like, they really did a good job with that. Another thing I noticed is that on the seams, even though they are visible, whether or not you like that or not, they are blue. That was something that I saw. I don't know if it was the prototype or some of the earlier ones that got shipped out, but the seams were like red on them. I don't know if that was just for like the prototypes or what, but yeah, they are blue. So you don't have to worry about that being like a complete eyesore, which is great. But yeah, like I said, I really like this figure. Like, I'm gonna do some little poses just to give y'all a little taste of like some of the different little poses you can get him into. But yeah, for all the things that I can criticize about this figure, one of the main things for me as to why I can give it a pass is because this is a third party figure. Like, you have to remember that this is a third party figure. And so this isn't even like an officially licensed like action figure from Marvel. This is just a company going out of their way to make this. And so when it comes to certain like oversights, as long as it isn't overly like, yeah, no, that's just terrible, I can live with it. Like the different color hands and the neck, I can live with that. Andrew Garfield's head sculpt looking good but a bit uncanny, I can live with that. You know? But yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. I'm probably gonna put a little mini montage of poses, but I do hope you guys are going to enjoy this one, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Like and subscribe if you want, and I'll see you around.